All right, so articles that I have seen earlier or been seeing all day, like coming Bryshere, is his name Bryshere?
Yeah,
Bryshere Gray was arrested in Florida for
Well, for
trespassing, and
and we got our phone. We ain't got no guests, so we doing what we want to do today.
yeah,
So.
but it's crazy. It's a reminder of like these child actors, man. Like how crazy it just, how their stories are. You know what he reminded me of, and he's like about as good an actor as him because I don't think Bryshere Gray is like a great actor. He's just I don't know.
I just remember what he was on Empire.
He was on Empire,
and then he did was it the new edition movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I thought he was at least decent in the new edition movie at least.
Yeah, but he remind me you know who he remind me of?
Who?
Like his Fall Apart.
Who?
What's the name of the guy? He remind me of when whatchamacallit was falling apart. Todd Bridges.
Oh,
Different Strokes.
Yeah.
He remind me like when Different Strokes. Because I don't know what Bryshere Gray is going through or if he's taking drugs or whatever. But he going through something.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it start directly in Hollywood, or sometimes it's like people suffer from mental health issues. Like sometimes people don't understand how to access their self with the wealth and the popularity and the stardom.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like with all of that in place, it just like messed them up. Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that that's what's going on.
Yeah, we just saying hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically, but something. It's like I keep seeing him fall apart.
Yeah,
it's like something,
right before us too.
Yeah, like something happened. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like all them young actors and like back in the '90s or in the in the 90s and the '80s, '90s and the '80s when they would just be falling apart and just like you don't know what they going through. Yeah, but I guess they have a way to deal with it. And then sometimes, a lot of times, they use drugs to soothe their soul. Yeah. Just so they ain't got to look at themselves. Yeah. I mean, I speak from a person that, I'm not going to say I used to because they say once you are, I dealt with alcoholism and I was trying to get away from myself. But then I didn't realize that was what I was trying to do. I just thought I liked to get drunk. Yeah. I just thought that I was just having fun kicking it. But then you realize that these people... But then the consequences come.
So, okay, let me ask you something about that. Because, like, when you see, like, these stars or whatever, I mean, a lot of times you look to see if they have a support system. I know people are grown, and a lot of times they may not listen to these people around them. And so when you was going through that, like, did you have a support system? And if you did have a support system... Were you listening or like
I was not listening.
You was not listening.
Yeah, I was. When I was directly going through it, like nah, like my family was like.
So I mean, how did you? If you could share with everybody or share with me or whatever, how were you taking it when people were trying to tell you like? Hey,
I would get salty. I would get so mad. Like when people were like, "You have a problem," how dare you judge me? Yeah. I would get mad, dude. Like, because I felt like I'm just having fun. I'm just living my life. This is what I'm here for.
But you didn't see the whole scope of everything.
No, like, because I mean, you're drinking, and it's kind of like I think alcohol, drugs. I think all of that stuff is kind of, to me, in my opinion, I think they're dumbing. They make you dumb. Okay. I feel like they're poison. Yeah. So it gives you another idea of your life than what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I was not a big drug user, but I did dabble in drugs. But it was mainly alcohol. And sometimes you get a warped idea of what's really going on around you based on putting those poisons in your system. Yeah.
I could see kind of like, because I didn't deal with alcohol per se, but there was a point in time in my life when I was younger. Like I was drinking when I was 17, 18 years old.
Okay, I had my first drink when I was 13.
Yeah, so I was, but I mean, like, there was a club where we stayed at, and we knew, one of my friends knew an older guy, and he was a bouncer there. So at the time, back in the day, they used to put these wristbands on your wrist if you was old enough to drink. So he would steal them from out the club, and he would like meet us in the back, and he would put these bands on or whatever. And we was like 17, 18 years old, just getting lit. But we looked at it, I could kind of see it. We looked at it as like we was having fun, we was kicking it. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, man, I was doing some stupid stuff. Because there was times like I was so drunk, like I would be in the club so drunk, like I couldn't see, and I'm driving.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And this is like, and I know it's nothing but God that got me home safely without me hurting myself or somebody else, or possibly killing myself or killing somebody else. And it's just like, I can't really speak because I wasn't dealing with alcoholism, but it's just at the time you just felt like you was having fun. Definitely. Like you didn't have an issue.
I remember one night I was so drunk, right, and I was leaving. We was all supposed to meet up. I remember it was me, my friend Ellis, Candace was in the back seat, and it was me. Ellis was in the back seat. Me, Ellis, Candace, and I think Janine was in the front seat. So, I had drove by my house. We were so lit. We were so drunk. Yeah. And I was driving by my house, but I was just driving by my house to get something. Yeah. So I was so lit, and I got pulled over. I got pulled over, and I remember Ellis kept shaking his head like, dude, like we going to jail. Like everybody's going to jail. And I told the police I live right up the street. Yeah. Could I please he was like, I smelled alcohol. And then the police just let me go home. And they in my car, so they gotta get home too. I drove to my house. I waited like 15 minutes. I was like, y'all ready to go? And I drove back. And I drove back out. And I remember Ellis was in that car shaking, but he didn't get out. But he was in that car shaking his head like, why are we doing this? Yeah.
And so you think about it, like we're just like everyday regular people. So just think about the scope of these people that are celebrity, have some type of celebrity, because they go into places. Even though I don't think he's really been in too many things as of right now. But I mean, people still remember him from Empire and other stuff like that. So you go into places, people probably give him free, free stuff and everything, and it's just I just hope that somebody around him. Could get him some help, try to talk him to getting some help or whatever, so he can get his life.
Well, the thing about it is,
but he has to be the one that's willing to do the work and everything. But I hope he has a support system that could really help him out.
Yeah, the thing about it is, I think that the only time you get help is when you realize that you need help. So can't nobody force that man to get no help. But I do hope that he does get help, and if he doesn't get any help, it don't get no better. Yeah. So I just hope that he decides to get some help, if that's if that's the problem, because we don't even know.
Exactly. Yeah,
it didn't even say that. It didn't say that he was drunk. Yeah. But I'm just saying that
whatever he's dealing with,
Yeah, but the only time I got in trouble like that, like criminal trespassing. Another time I got kicked in somebody's door.
I can't. It's so funny. Yeah, because I can't imagine me knowing you. It's just like I can't imagine you kicking somebody's door. That's crazy.
Let me see. The only time I ever got in trouble with the law is when I'm drunk. So or I'm on something. Yeah. So I'm going to assume. I mean, it's alleged. We don't know, but the only time I ever got in trouble is if I'm drinking. Yeah. So this man might have been drinking. Yeah. So So if he is drinking, calm down or drink responsibly or get an Uber.
Hopefully get some help. Get some help. Life around. Get some more rolls and everything.
And it'd be funny because people be like, if you go and drink, if you go and drink, find somebody to drive. But if you have a drinking problem, that whole idea of finding somebody to drive go out the window. Yeah. Because you don't realize how bad your problem is. Yeah. So it was like I had to stop drinking.
And plus, when you're under the influence, you think you can do everything.
You think, dude? Like, when you was under the influence, how many times I drove home? And I'm like, and I wake up the next day like, how did I get home last night? Like, I don't know how I got home. What is going on?
I mean, I remember getting home, but because I used to park my car on the side street where my house was at. And I remember one time I thought I parked where I normally park. And my dad came in my room and was like, why is your car parked in the middle of the street?
You parked in the middle of the street?
But I thought I was parking. what? I'm under the influence. I thought I parked next to the curb.
I remember one night I came home and I had alcohol poisoning so bad, and I was like, I was at my parents' house.
This ain't funny. Hey, this ain't funny, y'all.
And I'm up there like, and I was like, the whole night. And my father came up there. He asked me what happened, and I told him somebody I had a pop and somebody spiked it. And he looked at me shaking his head like I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah,
but I told him somebody put something in the pop. And
This one more story because this ain't funny, but it's just like, man, just realize it's not funny, but it's just like realizing it, like, man, how dumb you were when you was younger. I remember one time, like, it was a weekend, we got lit, came home. I had a 82 Chevy Caprice, and one of the hoses busted up under the hood. So my car was smoking. So I'm walking to the house and I'm just watching my car just smoke or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm just looking like, well, if it blow up, it just blow up. And I just walked in the house and just went to bed. And my car just smoking.
That's the alcohol.
Makes you stupid. Yeah.
It makes you real stupid. But yeah, we about to move on to another topic.